more than 120 million workers globally, just in the next 3 years, will need to be retrained. Now, the first relates to artificial intelligence. As
Yes.
you know, right now, artificial intelligence is rapidly advancing in many areas. And what this is doing is that the activities of the workers right now are being cut into pieces and then getting automated. See,
Yeah.
originally in many industries, people left home, they went to the factory, they went to the job and did the job from A to Z. But right now, the tendency is that those different jobs are being automated out. So instead of going from, let's say, point A to point Z, you now have a job from point, let's say, point P to point Z. Now, while this happens, you could still have your job, but significantly the working hours are going to be cut. And what that's going to do, your pay is going to go down. So the second reason is that many industries are experiencing changes in technology. There is also competition, and
Yes.
the market forces are making some trades unprofitable or even obsolete.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So finally, the problem, the third point is that with globalization, many companies are solving the supply chain problems that I'm sure you do remember as you're listening to us. During the pandemic years, we experienced severe supply chain problems. So what companies are doing is they are distributing their manufacturing points across the world so that geographical challenges are no longer going to come into place. And the implication of this at the personal level is that jobs are disappearing from different areas where these factories, where these offices were located, and they're going to different areas. And then what is happening is that the people who have lost their jobs because the industry has moved are now required to have different skill sets. Now,
Yeah.
the challenge called Shilpa is that the people we're talking about, those in their 40s, do not have these skill sets ready for them to move on. And
Yes.
this explains why many people are finding themselves being made redundant.
Yes.
And this is where the problem lies, God Silva. Time has passed where we should take job security for granted.
Yes.
So what this means is that millions and millions of knowledge workers need to find a way to reinvent themselves if they are to remain relevant in this new world in which we operate.
Yeah.
And one of these requires them to be reskilled. I mean, with reskilling, we mean if you're an accountant, you probably may have to know more of computer science so that you can do certain things, right? So
Yes.
from accounting, you're going to accounting plus computer science. So you have to reskill yourself. What needs to be happening? The audience needs to understand that this reskilling is not just like for few jobs. Basically, majority of the jobs where people went to college, when they went to study and became specialized, they need to re-begin, they need to think again and see, okay, what are the areas that may likely be automated so that I can prepare ahead of time. And
Yes.
Coach Silpa, you'll be surprised. Recently, a study done by IBM stated that more than 120 million workers globally, just in the next 3 years, will need to be retrained. Can you just think for a moment the implication of this?
It's massive.
This is massive. 120 million workers in 3 years. And we're talking about 23, 24, 25. So this means companies are going to be stressed because of this. So the amount of individuals who will be impacted by this requirement is massive. And unfortunately, if people don't open their eyes, this doomsday is coming.